Hey everybody, let's talk. I know some of you will look at the title and it's like, oh crap, he's going to be talking about that. I have to. Considering after what I read on thegamer.com. So, for the most part, if you have an IQ higher than your shoe size, you'll probably see my point. This pretty much goes to a lot of you out there that don't have an IQ higher than their shoe size, and those that are diehard Nintendo fanboys, fangirls, Sony PlayStation fanboys, fangirls, and Xbox fanboys and fangirls, and now, according to this article, game devs. What am I talking about? Is that, well, I have to hammer into y'all's skull out there that might be watching this that the aspect and business model of console exclusives are dead. They've been dead for the better part of 5-10 years. Literally, they've been dead that long. They've been dead as long as I've been doing audio podcasts and videos here on YouTube. Some of you are like, no, they're not dead. Oh, we here at PlayStation, us PlayStation players have exclusives. We got console exclusives. The hell you do? No, you don't. No, you don't. The instant God of War, a PlayStation, so-called PlayStation exclusive, went on Steam and possibly Epic Play Store, you lost that exclusive. The instant Helldivers 2 went on Steam or Epic Play Store, you lost that exclusive. You do not have an exclusive. And to you game devs, whether you work for Bungie, Activision, 2K, or EA, that are saying, well, why should we make games for Xbox when they don't have any exclusives? You're idiots. Because if you are a CEO for Activision, all that, I don't care if you're a hired game dev employee, a programmer, artist, or whatever. If you think that, and your CEO thinks that, pretty much what you are telling me is that you're looking at this, a dollar bill, money, whether it be U.S. standard currency, yen, rupees, whatever, and going, money, oh my God, money, get it away from me, get it away from me, get it away, get it away, I'm afraid of money, I'm afraid of money, how dare I be? That's what you're doing. Because on that hand, why should we make games for Xbox? Yeah, that's what you're saying. You're afraid of money. Meanwhile, Bungie, Activision, you make every few years. You've been, even though this year you're pretty much, or is it next year? You're saying we're going to put out pretty much a glorified DLC and calling it an expansion for Destiny 2, selling it for $40 freaking dollars, $40, and $20 season passes, and transactioning everybody to death, and saying, meanwhile making billions of dollars, saying, oh my God, money, we should make more money and put solid games on Xbox. You're an idiot. And for all you other influencers, whether it's Rich from Review Tech USA, or whatever the hell he's calling his channel right now, Angry Joe, or whatever gaming YouTuber that's out there, or podcaster that says, well, again, if you say PlayStation has exclusives, and that's what you want to believe in your stupid 3 brain cell skull, you're an idiot. Because, again, God of War and Helldivers is on Steam. At least Steam. It's not an exclusive anymore. It's not. yeah, and if you say, well, you have to, for some of you out there that say, well, in order to play God of War or Helldivers, you have to be logged on the PlayStation Network. Therefore, it's still an exclusive. BS argument. BS. Because, why is it BS? Because it's a technicality. And yes, I know technicalities are the best type of technicalities. It's a way of, does Microsoft do the same thing? Probably. But it's a way for Sony and PlayStation to go, we got more PSN users than Xbox Live. We got more exclusive, more PSN Live. Get investors that see this. We got more. Give us more investment money. We got. That's all it is. It doesn't mean you have an exclusive. Just means they hate money as well, because they don't want to do the same thing Microsoft is doing. And what's Microsoft doing? They're putting games like Halo, Gears of War, Indiana Jones, and whatever the hell it's called on PSN, Steam, and other platforms. So everybody can enjoy those games. What does that mean? What does that mean? That means, on the simplest level, there was a meeting in the Xbox offices. Someone said, we're not making that much money. We shelled out $73 billion to get a brand new game dev and options. So what do? How do we make more money? How do we recoup this money back? And someone said, well, I looked over the numbers. Games like Halo Wars and Gears of War and Crackdown are not selling that much. Yes, they're on Game Pass, and people have been playing them, and new people that have discovered the Xbox, whether it be the S or X, are playing those games, and they're trying them out. But they're not really selling. That to protect, meaning they're not buying the game for when they're not playing Xbox Live Core or Ultimate. But I have an idea. And they said, what do you mean? What idea do you have? Why don't we take the games that are not selling that much anymore and put them on other services like Steam, or especially PlayStation Network, where there's even more millions of players to discover these games. And you probably had someone's like, why should we do that? You know, they're exclusives. And that person went, bitch, please. Pulled out a dollar bill and said, do you hate this? And the guy went like, no, I love money. I love money as much as the next person. I make a couple hundred, if not a couple of $1 million a year. I get bonuses at tens of thousands a year. Of course I love money. And he said, so making more money is a bad thing? And, and that person and a bunch of other folks in that boardroom went, you're right. Making money is a good thing. Let's try a few games and see how that goes. And apparently stuff like Sea of Thieves is doing well on PlayStation, so they decided to put more games on it. So the fact of the matter is, why not money? It is capitalism. But again, you have companies like Nintendo and Sony that hate money, that own developers themselves. What do I mean by that? Sony owns Square Enix. They do. They are the ones that when the Pixel remaster came out for the first Final Fantasy VI games, 1 through 6, they said, pretty much told Square Enix, do not sell. We'll put this. We're going to sell this to Nintendo because they were the first game platform we put these games on. We'll sell them on Steam, and we'll sell them on our platform, but don't sell it on Xbox. Don't sell it. And they gave you, me, and everybody else this sob story saying, "Hey, Xbox wanted too much commission on their for their store." And one of the things when that happened, I said on one of my podcasts, as an open letter, show me the number. Tell me the number. What was that number at that time? Why don't you want to do it? What's the number? Meaning, when Destiny sells, or say, when Bungie sells Destiny, Destiny 2, any DLC or microtransaction on Xbox, whether it be the game, hard copy game like this, or digital copy, Microsoft, and thereby Xbox, gets a cut, for the sake of easy math, 10% of every sale. Does other platforms do this? Yeah, Sony does this. PlayStation Network does the same thing. When you buy a digital game, whether it be Destiny 2, Destiny, or whatever, and have a microtransaction, they take a cut. Google does the same thing. Apple does the same thing. I'm sure Nintendo does the same. Even Epic Play Store and Steam does the same damn thing. And if by chance, let's say, using the Pixel Remastered Collection as a standard, as a part of that example, they don't want to give you the number. If Steam takes 15%, and Sony, even though it's their own game, because Sony again owns Square Enix, because they're its own platform, instead of them taking 10%, let's say in this case 10%, like Xbox does, and therefore Microsoft, they say, 5%. We want to take 5% for so-called licensing fees and service fees. 10% is still less than 15, or less than 12% that what Steam does. That's the aspect. That's what the question I'm asking. Sony, Nintendo. Yeah, granted, Nintendo, it has got to be Nintendo. The reason why I bring up Nintendo is because Power Wars. The aspect for that is you see a lot of these companies that want to do more business. When they see money, they want more money. They understand basic level capitalism. If I sell to more people, or have my product available to more people, I make more money. Therefore, when the company that puts out, let's say the company that put out Power, let's team up with Xbox and Microsoft and put out a possible exclusive game, or let's make more money and put it on Microsoft. They become successful. Nintendo doesn't like that. Nintendo hates the aspect of anything remotely similar or anything like that. And what happens? The same year, like 3 months, 4 months prior to them filing that lawsuit, they finally made this. They claimed in the lawsuit against Power World, the company that puts out Power World, that the aspect of taking the Pokeball and tossing it, or a ball and tossing it, was against their patent. When was this patent put out? Many years, like 15, 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, whenever Pokemon Go or Pokemon first came out? No. About 4 months prior to the lawsuit. so they can sue Power World. And because Power World has a glider aspect in it, oh, what other game from Nintendo has a glider? Some of the new Zelda games? Oh, that's patent, we can't have that. Meanwhile, Fortnite, the rest have gliders and equivalent thereof, and they're fine with it. That's the thing. They understand that they are, in essence, possibly doing stuff that is not under good ethics. Yes, it's a tinfoil hat theory. But, again, if a game is on Steam, Destiny is on Steam, Gears of War is on Steam, Call of Duty is on Steam. A lot of people are like, well, the Xbox could have, or Microsoft could have put Call of Duty as an exclusive. It would have been the perfect thing. But what Microsoft understood, they can make billions off of Call of Duty. And having it on as many platforms as they can. The more money they make, the more sales they make, the more money they get. And what game devs, according to thegamer.com, and all you fanboys and fangirls fail to realize, money's still king. And if the corporation that you choose to back hates this, is afraid of this, then they're dumb. The only reason why you don't see games like Gears of War, Helldivers, or other games that might be so-called Sony PlayStation exclusive on Xbox is because you can't sign in to the PlayStation Network. That's the thing. It took to go into it like now. I'm not saying Microsoft doesn't do it, but a lot of people fail to realize when it came to cross-platform. Let's take Destiny for example. Whether it had been Call of Duty, Destiny, Borderlands. They when crossplay was putting out, it was Sony that said, not us. Why do we want to do crossplay? Crossplay? How dare they? That means no one's going to buy games on our platform. Yet it was those companies, and it was Microsoft that kind of might have led the charge. If I'm wrong in regards to that in my history, put it in the comments down below. That said, hey, why not? Why not have cross-platform? Why not have the folks on the PC play with those on our console? It might actually, yeah, the mechanics might be a little bit different, but it allows for the console gamers to be better than, or learn from the better players that are on the PC. And vice versa. If there's a great player on the Xbox and not on the PC, and they get teamed up, yeah, the one that's on the PC that's not so good might be better. And when that person plays better, that person might be able to play against other PC gamers that are better than him or just as good as him or her. Same thing with the console, vice versa. It was Sony that went, screw you, why? Why should we? Now they're doing it. But right now there are other scummy things that are going on in this gaming space. That is bad. So on that note, if you like this video, hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. There might be more videos like this in the future. So take care. Links to our audio podcasts are down below. If you do choose to listen to our audio podcast, a lot of you are going to hear the same exact rant on our most recent episode because I got to talk about this there as well for our audio listeners. And plus we have a whole wide range of back catalog from our convention coverage and a whole mess of other stuff. So go check that out. So I hope I changed your mind in regards to how stupid a lot of you fanboys and fangirls can be. Even the game devs can be, according to the article. So I'm the captain. Leave a comment down below. I don't care if it's first, second, 93rd. If you want to spam the comment section with the W, hey, that's fine with me. It just pushes out the video even more. I'm out.